Hey, I'm Blossom and welcome back to the channel. I haven't actually prepared a video this week because, in all honesty, I have nothing to show you at all. I have barely done anything other than edit, and editing is not very entertaining. I did think about going out and showing you some of the botanical gardens or anything along those lines, but they're closed, so today we are rearranging my bookshelf, as is something that I need to do and I've been putting it off. You can see behind me I've just started to dump old things, like that's a purse, like it's become a bit of a dump place at the bottom of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to talk to you about anything and everything. Just basically anything that comes to mind whilst I do so, because there's nothing else to do. I feel like I'm just going to treat this as a kind of let's catch up, talk with me sort of situation. I do want to create a dialogue with you lot, so before you get any further into the video, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, and give us a like down below so I can see that you are all here. Let's get on with the video. Oh, dusty boob. Probably not the best jumper to be wearing whilst doing this. So my bookshelf is half done. Basically how I had it set out was in alphabetical order by the author's surnames, but I also had a halfway mark so that I knew what I'd read and what I hadn't, because I tend to just reread, so it was like a nice deterrent for me to constantly rereading the same books. And it worked for a while, but then I fell out of love with the books that I didn't want to read the books that I had. So yeah, I've decided that screw it and just make it pretty. So whilst we're sat here, I'll give you a quick talk about my book and where I'm at with it all. I recently joined this server of authors on Discord. I have mentioned that I was on one for books, so I met someone on there and they invited me to their writing one. And they're all very, very friendly and lovely, but I don't know, I feel very inadequate, I feel, in their kind of presence, their online presence. Recently, even though I've been editing, I've just been really second guessing my work, and I just don't feel like it's good enough at the minute. Because at this point, the next step is to find a literary agent or an editor, get someone to go through it, and it's like, at this point, I should be starting the process of publishing, and I guess I'm just a little scared. So yeah, it's not that I guess, yeah, I am a little scared. Also, in my head, I want all my books written before I publish them, and I'm also there like, do I want to go, I'm generally questioning, do I want to go through the traditional way or self-publish, and it's all a little bit, I don't know, stressful, I guess. I am definitely being my worst critic, and it's getting to the point where I do need to get some critique partners, definitely. I do want to go through it one more time, reading it aloud and sort out some of the chapters, because I realised that I got a bit chapter happy halfway through. I'm reading it, and at the moment I don't feel, I was doing some research into how to get a literary agent. I keep saying the word wrong, but I can't physically get my tongue around it. Anyway, I didn't realise how hard it was, or how much you needed, and I was very naive in that sense. And it's kind of stressed me out a little bit. Like, the whole concept is that you're your first chapter's got to grip a person. And to me it does, but it's because I'm in love with the story. And to the people who I've let read it, of course, but they know me, so of course they'd carry on reading. So I was lay awake last night, generally thinking about it and stressing about it. And I've decided that I need to change the first chapter a little bit, probably just add to it something a bit more like, ooh, you know, a bit more gripping, because now that the story's finished I know what I can add to it. But at what point should you stop adding to it? Because I've also, obviously with the research into literary agents, you've got to know what kind of book you're writing. And obviously there's these word counts, which I'll probably put something here, which is telling you like what book you're writing based on your word count. But also based off that word count is what audience you're writing to. And in my head, that's a lot of bullshit. Let's think about it. They say that you can't, if you're writing to a YA audience, you should write somewhere between 50 and 80,000 words. And mine is currently 90,000, but most likely will go more. Like, it could, and if I sat there and really, really let myself go and stop worrying about the word count, it'd be a whole lot more. But like, for instance, Sarah Jessica, it's just right here, Sarah J Maas's Thrown a Glass. Can't tell you the exact amount, but I'm sure it's around 110,000, around there. So, and this is a YA, so this is her first book. If we go to The Cruel Prince, I'm pretty sure that's more than 80,000 words. YA again. And obviously Holly Black it wasn't her first book, so we can kind of, she was a reliable author to publish. But Sarah wasn't. This is her debut book, isn't it? Or am I wrong? My point being is that, am I stressing too much about word count? Am I not? And I know I could ask in the server, but because I feel like everyone knows everything already, I'm just asking stupid questions. And I'm probably not, and I know that. But also, I am an introvert by nature, and putting myself out there no matter what is a bit strange. I am so much better in person than I am through text. Anyway, like, the Discord's great. They've got an editor from New York who's in the server, and he speaks to everyone and answers their questions. So I'm like, Holly, just ask him questions. But I don't work that way at all, and I don't know. I want it published so much, but I'm afraid of failure, I guess. I want to get it out there, but also I know that my writing, there's people out there who can write so much better than me. And I know, you know, it's also, you get to a stage, I'm not going to name books or anything, but you read some stuff and you're like, I should be able to get published if this did. And that's very, very rude of me. Sorry, authors who I think that about. I still love your work, it's just, maybe it's just not my cup of tea, that particular book. So, it's all empty. I think I'm going to rearrange some of the shelves, that's the word. So with all of this thought about trying to get published and which way I want to get published, I've been trying to think of, oh, my battery's gonna die. Great. There we go, battery hopefully sorted. Ugh. So back to what I was saying. With the whole planning on what I want to do and if I want to get published and all that, I've been sat here trying to think of my pitch. And I haven't written it down, so this is me just talking out my arse really. But the pitch is as follows. The story follows Ray, a bladesmith and sister. Due to the loss of her parents, she has been forced to become a guardian to her younger sister and works herself to the bone to make sure that she can provide for her. Ray is no stranger to death, and when death comes knocking again, Ray is forced to leave everything she's ever known behind in search of answers. She's forced to join a group she believes are the masterminds behind her grief, the Coney-Tuvas. In a series of events, Ray discovers that her life has been one lie after another, and through false information and misleading tactics, her life gets turned upside down, but she gets her answers. And then a few that she never asked for. So, there you go. Bookshelf, reasonably done. I'm not overly happy with it, but I'm not completely finished with it, but I think they're all up there. They're in spots that are needed. So I can carry on like mixing and changing them about as we go, because like looking here, this is strange. When I started making this video, I didn't particularly have a whole lot to say, and I probably haven't said a whole lot anyway, but I've got to the stage in my writing where it's either pack it in or carry on. And obviously I want to carry on, otherwise I wouldn't be making this video, I would have packed it in. So if any of you out there are interested in being beta readers or critique partners, anything along those lines, please comment down below, message me on Instagram, the link is down below again. I have to say that I am feeling I'm feeling overwhelmed of it, and whether or not I pursue getting it published straight away or I finish the second book, I don't know. And I, for the life of me, don't understand how authors manage to pump out books every year. It's a brilliant, brilliant skill to have. So, yeah. I'm going to finish editing my draft, sorting out the last bits, finishing touches, handing it out to people I know to read it, but I really do need some people who don't know me, who don't know my writing style, who have no idea what the story is about, to just read it and see what they think. All you really need to know is that it is fantasy, and I would say that if it was put into a library or a bookstore, it would be put next to stuff along the lines of Throne of Glass, Court of Thorn and Roses, Holly Black's Cruel Prince, Red Queen. You get the gist. If any of you actually suffer from the same insecurities as me, where you think that you are not good enough, obviously we're in the same boat, please comment down below, it would be great. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and thanks for watching. It's been a strange one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.